welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. I wanted to do something a little bit more dramatic because I haven't done that in a while on my channel. And last week whenever I was doing my Colourpop video, I realized that there was a shadow that I had gotten before we moved, and it was upstairs in a box, and I knew that I wanted to do a tutorial on it before we even moved, so I had to do one with it this week. It is such a gorgeous color, and it's called Shameless. This one is in like a duo. I think this one was limited edition, but it is the one that has like the teal and green flecks in it, and I just think this is such a beautiful color. So the whole look is kind of created around this one eyeshadow. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and stick around. To start off on the eyes, I am priming with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Toughest Taupe. I'm just applying that all over the lid as a base, and I love to use a base under the Colourpop shadows so that they show up a little bit more vibrantly. Now going into the 35C palette from Morphe, I'm picking up this really great transition shade and just applying this in the crease with a big fluffy brush and kind of blending out the edge of that Maybelline Color Tattoo. Now to add some depth and definition to the eye, I'm going in with a tapered blending brush and this really dark charcoal, and I'm applying this to the very outer corner and then also applying that to the very inner corner of the eyes and leaving the space blank in between. I love having this palette on hand because I have all the matte shades that I could ever need for any kind of look. So I just applied that, like I said, to the outer corner, and then I also applied it to the very inner corner of the eye. And this is going to really help that color that we apply later stand out. And then of course I'm going to go back in with that big fluffy brush that we started out with and just blend out any harsh lines. This is definitely one of those looks where you want to go in with color and then blend out, and then go in with color and blend out again, because once you put that Colourpop shadow on the lid, it's kind of hard to blend around it. I wanted to add a little bit of warmth into the crease, so I did take this chocolate brown and I applied that to the very outer corner first, and then I also brought that up into the crease to make everything a little bit more cohesive. Like I said, blending is your friend in a look like this, so I am going in with that big fluffy brush one last time before I go in with the lid shade. And for the lid, I'm using Shameless from Colourpop Cosmetics. It's like a black shade with teal and green iridescence in it. It is so beautiful and shimmery, so I'm just packing that on with a little flat brush. And I think this came in like a palette or something, but I am just packing that on until I get the intensity that I want. When I added that lid color, I did lose a bit of the intensity with that dark gray that I wanted on the outer and inner corners, so I did go back in and just kind of touch that up and make it a little bit darker to keep the look really nice and smoky. Now I'm just taking my NYC liner and doing a very thin line across my upper lash line, and I'm basically only doing this because the lashes that I'm using have a pretty thick band and I want to kind of camouflage that. And then I'm just adding a coat of mascara and prepping for false lashes. As always though, if you're not into false lashes, then just load on the mascara and really play up your natural ones. To help thicken up my lash line, I am tight lining with the Mr. Right Now liner from the Balm, and I'm just doing this to make my lashes look a little bit fuller, and it stays my waterline really well. And then I also put on my lashes. They are the Pixie Luxe lashes from House of Lashes, and it's on to skin. And I'm using the ByeBye Undereye from IT Cosmetics in the shade Neutral Medium, and applying that under my eyes to really cancel out and hide those dark under eye circles. To blend that out, I am using the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe brush, and this is the best way that I have found to blend out this concealer. It just makes it look really nice and airbrushed. Especially when I have a very dramatic look on the eyes, I like to highlight the rest of my face. So I applied my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla to the highest points of my cheeks, around my mouth, on my chin, the very bridge of my nose, and the center of my forehead. And then of course just blending everything out, and I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush. I gave my Shade and Light palette a break for this look, and I'm using my tried and true MAC Pro Emphasize to set my under eye concealer, and then to contour I'm using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and once I started using this I fell back in love with it. I'm using my contouring brush from Real Techniques and just taking this along the hollows of my cheeks, and then also around my forehead and my temples, and then I take just a very small amount around the sides of my chin. And of course, because I can't go without it anymore, I am also contouring my nose to make it look a little bit slimmer and bring some more structure to the center of my face. For my cheeks, I'm using the shade Papaya. It's a really beautiful shade from City Color, and I'm applying that to the apples of my cheeks and then blending that out into my contour. It's time for highlight, and I'm using this beautiful highlighter from Gerard Cosmetics. This is the shade Marilyn. It's a really beautiful kind of champagne gold, and I'm applying that to the very high points of my cheeks and then bringing that down a little bit on the apples as well, and then doing the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my chin, and the Cupid's bow. To finish up the lower lash line, you could totally use just a black kohl liner, but I'm using Gypsy Teal from LA Girl, and I love this color, especially with that eyeshadow. So I just applied that to the waterline, and then I'm taking a pencil brush with that charcoal and just running it right along that lower lash line and really smudging it out and making it look nice and smoky. Especially in a look that's so dramatic, you don't want to neglect your lower lashes, so definitely load those babies up with mascara, and then it's time to highlight on the eyes. And I wanted to use something really iridescent, so I'm using Ice Latte from L'Oreal, and I'm applying that on the inner corners and kind of bringing that down a little bit on the lower lash line, and then I also took the smallest amount of that and applied that to the brow bone. With so much going on the eyes, I wanted to keep the lips nude, so I'm using this natural lip liner from Rimmel, and I'm just lining my lips with this to give me a little bit of definition, and I love these lip pencils because they are so creamy, so I'm lining my lips with that, and then to fill it in, I'm just using the NYX Extreme Shine Lip Cream in the shade Natural. It's a really beautiful nude, and you don't have to wear a lipstick and a lip gloss, so once you get that on, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!